So it seems like a lot of people are having this issue where you have the flag boxes in the right location, so you think, but then when you go to turn it in, it's not correct, right? And so the reason why is because here on the well, first of all, here on the dimensions, right, when you create a new rectangle, this is us creating a new rectangle object. And this first argument is the width, and the second argument is the height. They want you to be exact here, right? And so what we need to be using is get width and get height. So if I have something like print line get width, right, that's a function. This function here is going to return the width of the screen in pixels, or the width of this little mini screen here in pixels, and we could go ahead and see how that works by doing this width plus get width, right? So I run that and it is not doing it. So let me go ahead and erase this and see if that's going to work better. No print line. Well, that's strange. But what it should print out is the width of the screen, which is around 400. Okay, and then there's another function called get height, which obviously returns the height of the screen, which I believe it's around 480. So why is this important? Well, the reason why this is important is because these rectangles should be the exact size that they need to be. And so you can see here that the height of the blue rectangle should be get height, right? And then the width of the rectangle should be 1/3 of the screen width. So it's going to be get width divided by 3. So we're going to put that in right here and say get width divided by 3. And then over here we're going to use get height. Alright, and we're going to use this same width and height for all of our rectangles, because that's the way that they should be. So we run our code, okay, great, but there's no change, and when I go to grading, there's no change to the errors that are showing up. And the reason for that is because of the position, right? The position also needs to be exact. And so if you take a look at the screen, you can notice that the top left corner of the screen is 0, 0, meaning this represents 0 on the x-axis, and this line here represents 0 on the y-axis. And so the blue rectangle, the x and y that is set on the set position describes the top left corner of the rectangle. So for the blue rectangle, we want the top left corner to be at x0, y0. Right, that's where we want the top left corner, and that's where it is. That one's fine, right? And if we look at the errors, you can see that the blue is in the correct position, right? So the white, though, is not, because what happened here is they kind of guesstimated what it is, and then they figured it out, pushed it around, and they said, okay, this looks good, but that's not good, right? It should be exact. So on the x-axis, where should it be, right? Well, it should be right here. And what is right here? Well, if right here is get width, then right here is 1/3 get width. So to look at a concrete example, if here is 90, then right here would be 30. And so what do you need to do to 90 to get to 30? Well, you need to multiply it by 1/3, right? Or divide it by 1/3. So that's what we're going to do right here. So on the x position is going to be get width divided by 3. And then on the y, right, where should the top left corner of the white rectangle be? It should be here on the y, and we just went over that, and that is 0. So we're going to put 0 right there. And the last rectangle, the red rectangle, the x, where should the x be? Well, if we're looking at our hard concrete example, and this is 90, get width is 90, then this would be 60. Right? So what math operation do you need to do to 90 to get 60? Well, you need to multiply by 2 and divide by 3, right? Or in other words, multiply by 2/3. So that's what we're going to do here. You're going to take get width and multiply it by 2/3. So we say get width times 2 divided by 3. Yeah, I think that's good. And then for the y, we're going to use 0. Right. So then now if I run my code, you can see it's moved over a little bit, and when I go to my grading, everything should be good. There you go, right? And then you can go ahead and submit and continue, and everything will be nice. And there you go.